Hey guys, it's Core Ross and 116 News. So today we're testing out the mid-season balance and changes for Rainbow Six Siege. To begin with, we'll look at the changes to Ashe and Zofia's gadget, because the damage radius has been dramatically reduced. So when reading the patch notes for this, I didn't actually think there was going to be a huge difference here, but I was wrong. So in the test server, I set up a very standardized test that I could do on both live and test server. This is the test server results right here. So Ashe is breaching round going into this wall with a line of pellets from Hibana. We can see that 4 pairs of pellets survive, and this seems relatively realistic for me, and I'm quite happy with how it is in the test server. But I was amazed to actually go and test this on the live server, because on live right now, Ashe's breaching round will actually take out all the pellets, which was far more than I expected, and I can see why they made this change, and I do think it's a good change for Ashe. So I went and repeated exactly the same test with Zofia. So on the test server, 3 pairs of pellets would survive. Now this is actually interesting because the patch notes show that Ashe's breaching round, even now after it's been nerfed, it actually has a bigger radius than that of Zofia. But obviously Zofia's is actually taking out more, I presume because the actual breaching round is digging into the wall, whereas Zofia's actually detonate on the surface. So on the test server, like I say, we got 3 pairs of pellets that actually survive, and on live right now, a single pair of pellets would survive. So what we've got here is big nerfs for both of these operators for taking out additional gadgets with their explosives. And like I say, it actually looks more believable now than it did before, and now that I can see the old version to the new version, I'm like, yeah, that's actually a good change overall, I think. The next thing we're testing is the secondary hard breach. So they've made it so that this is faster to place and the detonation sequence is also quicker, giving it a pretty damn good impressive buff over previous. Now, looking at it side by side, this is where you can really tell how much faster it is from placement to detonation. It is pretty significant. Now, I did also test this against Kaid's Electric Law, and he can still stop this charge, but the margin for error is so much smaller now that you're going to have to get that timing perfect, and I could see a lot of players not being able to get it off in time. Now onto the changes to Kali's sniper rifle. So first of all, I'm going to run you through what it is now like in the game. I'm going to run you through the patch notes, and I'm going to run you through why this is not going to make it into the live servers, because it doesn't actually do what they want it to do. So the sniper rifle will now one-shot kill a 3-speed operator when they get hit in the chest with a sniper rifle, which actually I think is good, makes the 3 speeds more vulnerable. I've got no problem with that. But it will down a 2-speed operator, and it will not down a 3 armor operator. They will actually survive with 3 health. And of course, if the operator is wearing Rook's armor, they will also go into the down but not out status as well, even if they have very low health. So let's go through the reasons why this is the case now. So what they've done is they've turned Kali's sniper rifle into a normal gun. It has a base damage of 122, and it has a damage drop-off that actually starts after 25 meters, which is not very far for a sniper rifle. And that means that after 25 meters, the damage gradually goes down to 80% of the damage once it gets to 35 meters. This means any shot that's above 25 meters will either down a 3-speed or actually have them survive. The developers in the patch notes then go on to say that looking at our balance matrix, Kali's low presence is due in part to her weapon that is considered underperformance. So they're looking to improve her weapon here. They then say, we have noticed that the one-shot down but now mechanic has been mentioned several times in balancing surveys as a frustration of players. Now, they don't actually say whether that's the Kali players who are frustrated with that, or the players who get hit by Kali are frustrated that they go straight down but not out. I would imagine they're talking about Kali being underpicked, so they are probably going and saying, yeah, Kali players are frustrated with this because they're not getting their kills. They're going into the down but not out, they're crawling to their friend, they're getting revived, so the Kali players are getting the hits, but not the kills. So I'd imagine that's what they're on about here, but they're not specific with that. They then go on to say, with this in mind, we will remove this rule because our sniper rifle right now in live is hard coded to down someone when they get hit in the chest, whether they be 3-speed or 3 armor. they will get downed no matter what. And even if they have rook armor and everything like that. But what they're going to do here is make it so that one-shot body kills to a 3-speed will kill them instantly, which I think is good. One shot to a 2 armor will down them, so they'll go into the down but not out state. And one shot to a 3 armor will survive with, you seen earlier, 3 health. Now they also do add another sentence here, but actually ignored this sentence entirely because it was hard-coded before, and as such the only exception was shooting people in the limbs that wouldn't down players. But with this change, with the gun becoming a normal weapon with a normal damage value and all that, what it actually means is you get the usual damage reduction from limbs. So when they say they're keeping one of the exceptions, that's just literally normal for guns, so don't worry about that. You just get reduced damage from hitting someone in the arm or the legs. Now, Kali Sniper Rifle does have full penetration, so if you hit someone in the arm, but it also goes through the body, they do get body damage. And of course, the bullet will even continue after that and potentially hit another player. But anyway, what we can boil this down to simply is that they want to improve Kali's pick rate, which means they want to improve the sniper rifle. One way they see of doing that is to get rid of the one-shot down but not out mechanic and actually give Kali players kills for their hits. But I believe they've done the opposite of that. So let me run you through a couple of different scenarios here. You're Kali, and a 3-speed operator pops up at a window. You shoot them in the chest, they instantly die. That's awesome, good improvement. Now a 2 armor operator runs up to this window, you shoot them in the chest, they go down but not out. Most operators in Rainbow Six Siege are 2 armor. Remember, even Jaeger now is a 2 armor operator. So they are going into that down but not out status, which they say is the actual frustration here, so that continues on as normal. And then the final scenario is a 3 armor operator appears at that window and you shoot them in the chest and they shoot back at you because they're not going down but not out. Now I'm presuming the people that filled in the survey and said, I don't like Kali's one-shot down but not out mechanic, I'd prefer to get the kill, they're probably going to go, oh, that isn't the solution I'm looking for where he actually survives and shoots back at me. And it would also mean that 3 armors could just attempt to rush Kali. Like, she's going to obviously work her bolt to get another shot in or switch to her secondary. So it might be, if you're talking close enough range, that simply rushing Kali would be the best option for a 3 armor operator. However, this is actually not the end of it, because those insta-kills on the 3-speed operators, which are good, that can be negated with Rook's armor. That will stop that player from being instantly killed. So we're going back to everybody going into the down but not out phase, apart from the 3 armors who actually survive and continue shooting at you. So overall, with my testing, I would say that this improvement to Kali Sniper Rifle is actually a significant nerf. Now, I have kind of been thinking about how I would go about buffing this gun, and it's very difficult because you could just simply increase the damage in like 1-shot 3 speeds, 1-shot 2 speeds, and say down the 3 armors. But at that point, your gun's just getting too powerful. You're being rewarded too much for just getting a body hit. And that's the problem with snipers in Rainbow Six Siege. If you make their guns too lethal, they become overpowered very quickly. But if you try to balance them, they just become underpowered. Now, I have been racking my brain for a solution, and I've come up with one that I think is reasonable in my head, so let me know in the comments what you think about this. So what if we lean into the problem? So the problem is the one-shot down but not out mechanics for Kali players. Let's imagine we keep that. We keep that hard-coded down but not out body hit to all defenders, but what we add in is a debuff so that they bleed out twice or 3 times as fast as normal. This way, there's a much higher chance that Kali players actually get their kill. It also means that that player is going to have a harder time getting to cover to be revived, and of course it means their teammates are going to have to be quicker and potentially risk more life in order to get the revive as well. So it wouldn't remove the one-shot down but not out mechanic, but it would alleviate it a little bit and maybe make the weapon a little bit more interesting, because it does come with that lethality of someone bleeding out quicker, which, you know, kind of goes into the idea of this being a big powerful sniper rifle. Anyway guys, that's all the tests for this video. I will be back with more tests though from the mid-season balancing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.